uninspired TV.
Have you ever just stopped and wondered, who am I going to be in 5 years? What about 10 or even 20 years from now? What dreams will I have chased? What big goals will I finally achieve? It's a huge question, right? Well, today I want to invite you on a deeply personal journey with me. I'm going to open up a letter I've written to my future self, revealing not just my hopes, but the raw, emotional process of trying to shape the person I'm meant to become. And trust me, this isn't just about me. It's about the incredible, untapped potential that lives inside all of us. So, what made me suddenly decide to write a letter to the person I'll be a decade from now? Honestly, it started with a feeling. A feeling I think many of us get from time to time. I was sitting at my desk a few weeks ago, looking out the window, and I just felt stuck, not unhappy, exactly, but stagnant. Like I was on a treadmill, running hard, but not really going anywhere new. I had this sudden, overwhelming urge to shake things up, to reconnect with the bigger picture, with the why behind everything I do. And in that moment, the idea of writing a letter to my future self just clicked. It's a simple concept, really. You write a letter to the person you hope to be at a specific point in the future. The whole purpose is to bridge that gap between who you are right now, in this very moment, and the person you aspire to become. It's like drawing a map, but for your life. It forces you to be honest, to be vulnerable, and to dream big. It's a little scary, putting all your hopes and fears down on paper, but it's also incredibly exciting. It feels like planting a seed for a future you truly want to live. The process of writing this letter was an experience. It wasn't something I could just sit down and finish in an hour. It took days of just thinking, scribbling down notes, and having these little moments of clarity, often at the most random times. I'd be making coffee and suddenly think, oh, I need to remember to tell my future self about this. There were moments where the words just flowed, and then there were times I just stared at a blank page, struggling to articulate what I really wanted. I decided to structure my letter around a few key areas of my life. First, my career. I didn't just write, I want to be successful. I tried to get specific. What does success actually feel like? For me, it's about seeking more creative fulfillment, about working on projects that genuinely excite me and challenge me to grow. It's less about the title and more about the impact and the passion behind the work. Then, I focused on relationships. This was a big one. I wrote about wanting to cultivate deeper, more meaningful connections with the people I love. It is so easy to get caught up in the day-to-day business of life and forget to truly nurture those bonds. I wrote a promise to my future self to be more present, to listen more, and to make time for the people who really matter. And of course, I couldn't forget about well-being. This isn't just about eating right and exercising. I wrote about my mental and emotional health, about my desire to be more mindful, less anxious, and more at peace with myself. I also touched on my personal passions, those hobbies and interests that light me up but often get pushed to the side. I made a pact with my future self to never let go of the things that bring me pure. Simple joy, whether it's painting, hiking, or just reading a good book. To write a letter to the future, you first have to be brutally honest about the present. And that was probably the hardest part. I had to really sit down and unpack the me's of right now. What are my current challenges? What are my strengths? What lessons am I learning at this very moment that I need my future self to remember? I had to acknowledge my fears and insecurities head on. The fear of failure, the fear of not being good enough, the little voice of self-doubt that sometimes screams louder than anything else. Putting those fears into words was incredibly difficult, but it was also liberating, because by naming them, I was taking away their power. I was saying, I see you, I acknowledge you, but you do not define me, and you will not stop me. Understanding your present self is so crucial for setting goals that are both ambitious and realistic. It's about knowing your starting point. If I didn't acknowledge my current limitations or the bad habits I need to work on, then my aspirations for the future would just be empty wishes. This letter isn't about creating a perfect, flawless future person. It's about acknowledging the messy, complicated, wonderful person I am right now and giving her a roadmap for growth. I want to share a small piece of this letter with you. It feels incredibly vulnerable to read this out loud, but I think it's the heart of this whole experience. So, here it goes. Dear future me, I hope you haven't lost your sense of wonder. I hope you still get ridiculously excited about the little things, the first sip of coffee in the morning, the way the light looks right before sunset. Please, don't let the world make you cynical. Remember the person writing this letter, full of so much hope and a little bit of fear? Remember that she believed in you. She trusted that you would make brave choices, that you would choose kindness, and that you would never, ever give up on the dreams that are currently keeping her awake at night. Be gentle with yourself. You've come a long way. And please, I hope you're happy, truly, deeply happy. Reading that back, wow, it's a mix of emotions. It's empowering to articulate those commitments to yourself, to put that faith in the person you're going to become. But it's also incredibly humbling. It connects you to this universal human desire we all have for growth, for purpose, for becoming a better version of ourselves. We're all just trying to figure it out, and there's something so beautiful and unifying in that. So, what happens now? The letter is written, sealed, and ready for the future. I've put a date on the envelope, 10 years from today. I have a digital reminder set, and I've told a close friend about it so they can hold me accountable. The idea is to open it on that exact day and see where I am, see how life compares to the blueprint I laid out today. It's not about judging myself or seeing if I succeeded or failed. It's about reflection. It's about seeing how I've grown, what's changed, and what has stayed the same. The biggest takeaway for me from this whole experience has been a renewed sense of clarity and purpose. The act of writing it all down has cleared away so much of the mental clutter and reminded me of what truly matters to me. It's like I've recalibrated my internal compass. And now, I want to pass this on to you. I truly encourage you to give this a try. You don't have to write a 10-page essay. It can be a simple paragraph. Just find a quiet moment and ask yourself, what is one promise you want to make to your future self? What is one hope you have for the person you will be in 5 or 10 years? Write it down, seal it, put it somewhere safe. It's a powerful gift to give your future self and a profound act of hope in the present. Thank you so much for joining me on this personal little journey today. I hope it sparked something in you. If you decide to write your own letter, I would love to hear about your experience in the comments below, without sharing anything too personal, of course. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos about growth and self-discovery. Thanks for watching.